How's it going, YouTube? Oxa here, and welcome back. So today's gonna be an unboxing, but more, I guess, recommendation. I haven't done one of these in a long time, since like the beginning of the channel, where I really like focus on one game, like why I like it or why I think you should check it out. So, just gonna open it here. Not gonna bother showing that close up. But yeah, as the title suggests of the video, yeah, I do think this game was ahead of its time. Survival horror game, came out on originally the 360, believe it or not, and then of course to the PS3, and we've since gotten a sequel, and it was re-released recently on the Switch, and of course that game being Deadly Premonition. So yes, I did get it complete for the Xbox 360, and yeah, this game was ahead of its time. So just a little backstory, right? Get you up to date on it. It came out in 2010, February for Xbox, March of the same year for PlayStation. And yeah, just a little synopsis, right? So the game takes place in the fictional town of Greenville, Washington, like, in a traditional American rural town. And it follows the FBI agent Francis York Morgan as he's investigating the murder of an 18-year-old woman. And I guess it's like the murder has like there are similar murders that have happened, so it's like, oh, this could be like a serial killer, which I do believe is like in the beginning it's the raincoat killer. And yeah, it's like an investigative thing, but then of course there's like the supernatural and that sort of thing. But yeah, so why, so if you like crime, mystery, obviously this game is for you. And I guess like a game I played recently that I can relate it to would be like Call of Cthulhu or, like Sinking City, those type of games. So I haven't played it yet, but, this was a game that I remember watching, like watching Let's Plays, where I was like, it seemed cool. Like, I've always been a fan of horror. And yeah, but it's that type of, I don't want to say walking sim, but you get it. But the reason this game was, again, ahead of its time, it was open world. And again, this is 2010, so this is when games are like, sure, we had GTA, right? Well, yeah, GTA 4 is like around then. But yeah, it was like, this game was open world, and similar to like Shenmue, for example, your character had like, there was like your health meter, you had to sleep, you're in the city, and it is like a city, like, about the size of a city. You have to explore, you have to meet characters at certain times of day, that sort of thing. And it's like, you can traverse the city with like walking, or if you get a car, you have to fuel it up, like you have to buy fuel. And if, let's say, you're like crashing the car, eventually it will like it keeps the damage, and the car will eventually like blow up, or you get it like be undrivable. Like, it had mechanics that were ambitious, to say, because that's the thing, this game is very divisive too. A lot of people say the graphics don't hold up, or like, for 2010 they're like not the best. And yeah, they were just very ambitious, and you could say maybe they didn't execute everything to its fullest potential. The game's very polarizing though. Like, if you look up reviews for it, there'll be some from like, averages, so like 5 out of 10, 6 out of 10s, and some will give it like a 10 out of 10. But being a horror game, right, it has developed a cult following. Like, people are interested in it. Like, yeah, and it'd be cool to get another one. So there was a sequel. Well, here. So yeah, I had mentioned that the game came out in 2010. So specific to the PS3 and then Windows, but not Xbox. Like, huh? There was a director's cut that came out in 2013. So I guess a complete edition, right? Never came to Xbox, so it's a bummer. But the game was re-released for the Switch exclusively in, I think it was 2019. It was like back in 2019. And again, exclusively for the Switch, we had a sequel, Deadly Premonition 2. in 2020. Like, I think it was like July, March, like spring, summer. And yeah, that's really it for this series. But it's an interesting concept. Like I said, you're like the FBI agent investigating, but it also being an open world, and like you have to do these like tasks. And there are things where like with the NPCs in the game where like if you meet them at the right place and at the right time, there's like specific side quests you unlock and things like that. But it's interesting. It's definitely one I want to check out. It is not backwards compatible, you know, on like Xbox Series, right? So this is one like you'll need a 360 for, but I recommend it. And just one warning I'll give. So this game has some decent like value, but nothing crazy. So like I won't say names, but a game store near to me, they have a copy for Xbox complete, and they were asking for like $80, right? And I was like, oh, is this game like rare or something? I looked it up myself, and as I showed you guys, complete copy, got it for like 35, 30 even, and including shipping, so everything. Yeah, I got it for like 30, 35. I don't know if it's gone up. Admittedly, I bought this a while ago. It took a while to get to me. I've had it for some time, but it came after the last unboxing I did because it was gonna be part of it, but it came after. And yeah, so I don't know. Maybe it's around the $40 mark right now, but it's an interesting game. If you're a survival horror fan, I'd recommend it. Give it a shot. I mean, it's interesting if you like investigative, that sort of thing. I think it'll be right up your alley. But with that, guys, that's just a video. Just a little recommendation of a game I think we all should check out, give a shot to. And if you like this type of content, I make new videos every Tuesdays and Saturdays. And please be sure to like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, all that good jazz. And as always, everyone, I've been your host, Oxy. Take care.